Okay, time to see what in the world is going on in the world of Toku news today. Well, I know of a certain wrestling fan out there that is going to be very happy in his head place. Let's get right into it, folks. Okay. First of all, I'm trying out a new setup here with a new Logitech C920 webcam here, so, you folks will have to bear with me as I'm trying to figure this setup out. And second of all, oh boy, this is very surprising. It was just announced recently on Tokushoutsu's Twitter page that the very first entry in the Kamen Rider franchise for the Heisei era, Kamen Rider Kuuga, will be making its debut on Tokushoutsu starting on Friday, May 1st. Now, for those of you out there who aren't aware, or aren't in the know, Kamen Rider Kuuga is the first entry in the Heisei era of the Kamen Rider franchise, which ran from 2000 until 2019. And since the Heisei era ran so long, it was divided into two phases. Phase 1 is from Kamen Rider Kuuga up to Kamen Rider Decade, and Phase 2 is from Kamen Rider Double all the way up until Kamen Rider Zeo.
Rider time!
And not that long ago, a while back, as a matter of fact, Tokushoutsu as well as Shout Factory gained the North American licensing rights to stream the original Kamen Rider from 1971 on Tokushoutsu as well as Shout Factory TV. You can go to my previous videos where I talked about that if you want to know more. To give you a bit of a brief synopsis, here's the synopsis from the Tokushoutsu Network article that I will be linking in the description down below. Kamen Rider Kuuga, originally airing from 2000 to 2001, follows the story of Yusuke Godai, played by Joe Odagiri, as he helps uncover secrets of the Grongi tribe. He uses the Arcle to transform into Kamen Rider Kuuga, working alongside the police force to fight the Grongi and defeat their leader. Now, the Kamen Rider Heisei era, Phase 1 of the Kamen Rider Heisei era, it started 2 years after the unfortunate as well as very untimely passing of Shotaro Ishinomori, who died of a heart attack in 1998. From the point where Kamen Rider Black RX ended up until Kamen Rider Kuuga, there was no television presence for Kamen Rider up until then. there were stage shows as well as music CDs as well as a couple of movies. Kamen Rider Zeta Cross as well as Kamen Rider J, which starred Yuta Mochizuki, who also played Geki in Zero Ranger, as well as had a guest spot on Chojin Sentai Gentleman as the leader of the Neo Gentleman. But from the time that Kamen Rider Black RX ended up until the year 2000, where Kamen Rider Kuuga made its debut, there was absolutely no television presence for Kamen Rider whatsoever. And I will also be linking the history of Kamen Rider Kuuga from the Tokushoutsu network in the description and down below also. This is very big news because this pretty much opens the floodgates for the entire Heisei era to be licensed here in North America by Tokushoutsu as well as a Shout Factory. Now, this is only for streaming purposes. There are no plans for any Blu-ray or DVD release of any sort at this time. I'm making that clear right now, because somebody in the past asked Brian Ward from Shout Factory, who is the DVD producer over there, if there are going to be any plans to release the original Kamen Rider in physical format on DVD, and he basically said that there aren't any plans to release the original Kamen Rider from 1971 on physical media at this time. So this is very likely going to be the same deal with Kamen Rider Kuuga. They only have the streaming rights for right now. There are no plans to release this physically on physical media as of right now. Just nipping that in the bud right here, right now. So, please, I implore all of you out there to go and check out Kamen Rider Kuuga when it premieres on Tokushoutsu on Pluto TV, which will be on channel 681 starting May 1st at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. We need to show both Shout Factory as well as Pluto TV that we want more. We need as much of legal tokusatsu here in the good old US of A as we can. We have done that with the Sentai releases from Shout Factory, which have unfortunately stopped with Ninpu Sentai Hurricaneger. I'm hoping that after this global pandemic is over with, Shout Factory as well as Hasbro and Toei can very fortunately and hopefully hammer out the details to release the rest of the Sentai seasons from Gao Ranger onward. Well, not from Gao Ranger onward. Whatever is after Hurricaneger onward. My mind is blanking right now, so you'll have to forgive me about that. And if Kamen Rider does end up getting released legally here on DVD in the States through Shout Factory, then that will be a very, very welcome addition to legal tokusatsu here in America. Somebody else does own the rights to Kamen Rider V3 on home video as of right now, so... But the release for that is rather quite expensive, though. But I'm getting off track at this point, so... When Kamen Rider Kuuga starts on May 1st, it will also be available on Shout Factory TV's website as well. But, as I previously mentioned, your best bet is to watch it on Tokushoutsu, so that Tokushoutsu will gain more traction, and the audience for that can keep growing as well, so that we can hopefully get the streaming rights to more Heisei-era Kamen Rider seasons down the line. So, with all that being said, I've got my fingers crossed that this does end up doing very well. The announcement on Tokushoutsu's Twitter page also says a new legend begins. This is a direct mention to the tagline for Kamen Rider Kuuga, which appears at the end of the opening, "A new hero, a new legend." So until next time, this has been Die Hard Gamer signing out, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below, and I will catch you guys next time.
Kuuga